Okay. I probably could have brought Orion, but he's been misbehaving. But anyway, what's going on, y'all? And welcome to Red Wing Park here in Virginia Beach. It is very early in the morning. I just got here. It's about 8 o'clock. I'm taking the approach to being outside as coming here very bright and early in the morning. Officer Thick and we went out fishing at Mount Trashmore on what I want to say last Friday, when it was about 85 degrees, almost 90 degrees that day, and everybody and their mama came out, and I didn't see much social distancing at all. So Virginia Beach just isn't the place on warm days to be. But early in the morning, it's about 45 degrees, which is very cold to the southeastern Virginian. It's perfect weather. It feels good to me out here. You know, I'm from Michigan. But yeah, there are some Japanese gardens around here, apparently. We'll go visit those. But we'll take a walk around the park here and see what else they got. I see they have some azaleas here. And I'm smelling something very sweet. But I don't see, you know what? It's probably the Chinese wisteria that I'm smelling. It's very close. It's probably up in the trees somewhere. That's what I'm smelling. I believe I'm smelling Chinese wisteria, which is a highly invasive plant. If you're driving along the roads, you'll see these purple flowers coming out en masse right now, and originally brought over as an ornamental, like a lot of these invasive plants here, and it kind of got out of control. And what it does is it'll climb all the way up these trees. And the thing about vining trees, you know, they start weakening, you know, your main tree. Or not vining trees, but some of these vining plants, they'll start weakening the tree over time. It'll take over, and you know, around this time of year, all you see is just purple, the flower of the Chinese wisteria. And you know, that doesn't give the enough opportunity for the tree to gather sunlight and get a good start off into the spring. So it's very invasive. Don't plant it. I know it smells very good, but it's very aggressive. It'll take over, and it's just not good for the ecosystem. Yeah, the hollies are still fruiting, providing fruit for the birds. Spring is really showing up here. We have some camellias here. So, oh, this is the fragrance garden. Maybe what I was smelling over there is down here too. But that's pretty far away, and nothing, I don't see anything blooming that would cause me to smell what I was smelling. So I'm kind of thinking that was Chinese wisteria. Eastern redbud. No, that's not an eastern redbud. That's something else. I don't. No, it looks. Yeah, that's an eastern redbud. The one with these pink flowers. Another favorite tree of mine. When it's fully in bloom, and you know that tree is completely covered in those pinkish blooms. It's very beautiful. It's also a small tree. You know, I try to recommend a lot of small trees to folks, just because we're in Hurricane Central. You know, a lot of folks, they want maples and oaks in their yard, and it's like, you know, if that comes down on your house, you know, that's a threat to life and property. So I try to recommend folks to plant things like cherry trees, red buds, eastern red buds, fringe trees, which is another favorite of mine. Nice small trees that get no more than maybe 20, 30 feet. So, Korean spice viburnum. That smells good. So some more camellias, summer sweet, anise, witch hazel. All of these will start blooming. Well, not all of them. Obviously, the viburnum is blooming now, but the other ones, they'll start blooming in late spring. Gardenia is another favorite plant of mine. Smells wonderful. So I guess there is a little trail system, make you feel like you are doing something with your life while you're out here pretending to hike in the city of Virginia Beach. But you know, I'm starting to see why folks don't like to be near the city when things, you know, situations like this happen. You know, people acting a fool. Okay, so it looks like if we go back there, we'll go to just more wetland. And if we go this way, we'll head back up towards the Japanese gardens that I saw coming off the road. But let me see if there's a picture opportunity up here, because I have waterproof boots. And it looks like it's just a vernal pool, which is a seasonal pool. It'll dry up here. It's not connected to any kind of lake or river system. So I expect this to be dry when the summer comes up. So yeah, I went to work all last week. I finally switched to teleworking this week. And, you know, for the longest time, I thought Officer Thick would be getting on my nerves. I'm thinking I'm getting on his nerves more so than he is mine. You know, we're good and everything. We love each other. But you know, sometimes he needs to just go up and play video games upstairs, and sometimes I need to retreat into my office. But you know, we're getting along well. We still love each other. We're having fun, actually. We've been sort of just blowing through Disney Plus and watching movies together. I know he is a little sad because, you know, he's a huge foodie, and him not being able to sit down in restaurants and try new foods is killing him. So he turns to grilling. He's been firing up the grill a lot more often, and I'm not complaining. He grilled some flank steak, and I posted it on my Instagram account, and it had a side of wedge salad. Man, it was amazing. It was my first time having a salad wedge, and it was so delicious. But yeah, Virginia Beach, they have closed down dog parks. They have closed down their playgrounds, so you can see that playground is blocked off. Not playing around. But you know, in a minute, I'm gonna start having to hole up in the house, because really, as they cut off more services to the outdoors, the more people are going to try to access the few places that are open. You know, like Mount Trashmore last Friday when it was 80 degrees. People, you know, and I understand, you can't resist. We've been cooped up in the house all winter. Well, not me, I've been getting out. And people are ready to get out. It's almost time for a lot of folks. That's cute. But I gotta be very careful, you know, about coming out and interacting with folks. I do have asthma, and my respiratory system just stays agitated year round. But yeah, this is just a basic park. Not much going on, not much of a trail system, very muddy. Looks like there's a trail here too. Let's go explore it. Path is blocked with standing water, and my boots don't go nearly as high as well, actually my boots do go nearly as high, but I'm not gonna play around in that. My luck, a freaking copperhead will come swimming by. But we're gonna walk up to the Japanese gardens that they have here. Now they do put on a cherry blossom festival here. I imagine it's definitely canceled, but you know, if you can't make it up to DC, I guess this is the next best thing in Hampton Roads. I don't know. Maybe they put out a lot of tents. There's a lot of vendors. There's a big open space. Maybe that's where they have a huge festival. Oh no, it looks like they cut down either a cherry tree or a Bradford pear. I can't see the blooms or the trunk. Don't plant Bradford pears. They are an invasive tree. I see them everywhere. And when I was delivering mail for the post office, there was a beautiful subdivision that I delivered to, and they are still planting Bradford pears, even though they are classified as an invasive tree right now. You know, the dinosaurs and humans, we never really lived together on the geological scale. But I would imagine, like, you know, during these times, if dangerous dinosaurs really were roaming around and we were told to stay underground and we all had to live underground, I bet you Doofus would poke his head up and walk around and say, "You can't tell me what to do," and then get his ass snatched up by a T-Rex. So yeah, these are ornamental. You aren't gonna get the sweet or tart cherries that you would off of a edible cherry tree. Let's see what's going on here. This looks damaged. Ooh, that's no good. I don't know what happened here. Maybe a frost crack. But someone needs to come and chop this branch off. You know, something happened to this branch, and I want to say it's a frost crack. And essentially a frost crack happens in trees when, you know, on nice warm days, the sap is flowing, and all of a sudden it drops down, you know, temperature wise at night. So say like we had an 80-degree last Friday and it dropped down into the 30s. And what happens is the outside shrinks down because of the cold more so than the inside. So this inside bark is still, its circumference is still normal. Meanwhile, the outside of the bark, the circumference is shrinking. And so as it's shrinking, it can't fully wrap around the inside wood, and it cracks. Let's go check out the Japanese garden. So got some more azaleas, see some more rhododendrons, of course more Japanese maples, more cherry trees. They're babies right now, but they'll grow into something phenomenal. See more camellias. I see more pictures or opportunities for pictures. Lots of hydrangeas here. Now this is an interesting, it looks like some sort of conifer. There's no label on it, so I don't know what it is. The needles are soft, but that may change as it grows older. Helleborus is a nice winter perennial. Mine have been blooming since January, February, something like that. And so they're on the decline as it gets hotter here. But that's a very beautiful plant to have. One of the earliest bloomers for bees and pollinators to get after on those warm days. Now this is the red maple tree that I adore so much. Would love to have one in my backyard. My parents actually have one, and it's very small because it doesn't have a whole lot of growing space like these guys do in order to get, you know, 10, 15, 20 feet. But if you prune it in the right way, it turns out to be a very beautiful tree. Oh, bamboo planted on purpose. Now a Japanese garden is where you want to plant bamboo. It will take over, like how you have this little patch here. It will take over if you don't get it under control. You just don't want to get to, you know, you don't want it to get out of the landscape, because it will, you know, manage to find its way past this fence. It has underground roots, and it will travel as such. I probably shouldn't have did that, sit down on this little bench. It's wood, and it rained last night. I could feel myself getting wet booty, but I'm gonna try to take some pictures here. Okay, but nevertheless, we're gonna head back this way, so keep it nice and safe. We are back up to our car. Really not much going on here, just a lot of plants to let you know what you can plant. If there's anything out here that I noticed, don't plant the bamboo, don't plant the wisteria, Chinese wisteria, I should say. Yeah, it's all kind of beautiful things out here. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm getting ready to head back to my car, get on home, make some breakfast, get into my garden, and with a songbird, and try to probably maybe sit at my desk for 4 hours and do some work. And you know, a lot of folks, I'm responding to a lot of folks via email. I'm so email exhausted. I'm exhausted by the news. I'm just exhausted by everything. But I'm getting ready to head back to my car. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and staying safe, and I'll catch you on the next adventure. Peace.